First, make your template. You can use any notebook paper or copy paper. If you need paper, you can find blank copy paper at the paper station under the drippy crayons. All right, the easiest way to make your template so that your drawings and your mask are the right size is to just take a regular piece of paper, fold it in half, hot dog style, so the long skinny way, and then fold it from the top down, again in half. Now you have the right size template for your face mask. Next, make your drawings. Okay, now I'm going to walk you through the process of making your sketch. I take my template and trace around it to get the size. So my size of my sketches is always the same size. Now, I've already done a happy face for my first example. And so the second side of my vase is going to be mad or angry. So that is the sketch I'm going to work on today. I start kind of in the middle with a V shape, kind of a, and you see how I'm scribbling? I'm not taking it too seriously. I come around on the sides, and now I'm going to go up and way around. This is going to be my eyebrows. For the eyes, I made kind of big footballs and put in an eyelid. Now this is an angry face. So I want these eyebrows to really come down. And I'm even going to slant the eyelid shut. Now I just draw these two lines to help figure out where the mouth is going to go. And this is always the bow of the mouth, even if I'm doing an angry person. And then I want to put the teeth in. Those aren't the best teeth, but now I'm going to make sure I turn the corners of this mouth down. See how it's kind of an M? Now the bottom lip is kind of a long oval. And this would be like the shapes that we make out of clay too. And then always a little arch at the bottom. Now I want him to look like he's grimacing. And that's how I do a sketch when I'm planning out my faces. And I've done several. I think I like this one better. So try it out. You don't have anything to lose. Just give it a try and try to have fun with it. Good luck. Next, roll out a slab. You can use a rolling pin and spacers or the slab roller. If you are at home, use a tin can or a rolling pin. If you do not know how to use the rolling pin or slab roller, please go back and watch those videos. Now trace the face. Use the back end of your blue paintbrush to trace your clay drawing into the clay. Now I'm going to transfer my drawing. I cut out my drawing from earlier, and I'm going to lay it on top of my slab. And this is going to give me a basic idea of where I want stuff to go. And I can make changes now. I can make adjustments, but this is going to give me an idea of where to put stuff. So I just traced over my line drawing. And now I have an impression, can you see that? Of where the different parts of my face are going to go on my slab. Start the face. You will start building the face with the nose. The nose will appear very big at the start. The first part of the face I like to put on is the nose, and I start with this teardrop shape, and I start with, I think, a really big nose. So I'm gonna put it on there. You can see how big that starts, and anything about noses, I would say make it way bigger than you think it should be. Now before I put my nose on, I'm going to bring my slip cut back up. My whole drawing is a little sideways, so I'm going to move it over slightly. So I'm going to score it up, and I'm scoring up the back of my teardrop, and I'm putting in a little slip. This clay is very wet. If it's very fresh, then it's going to be very sticky already. So it's going to go together really easy. I'm going to squish it on there and smooth it into the face just a little bit. I'm going to come back and smooth it a lot more right now. Right now I'm just roughing in the shapes. Now I'm going to do 2 smaller balls of clay for the nostrils on the side. And I'm going to move them slightly up from the bottom, just slightly, and put them on the side. I might make those bigger later, but that is what I want to begin with. And I score them a little bit on the side of the big teardrop and on the base. But you do want them to be even. I don't know why I'm so lopsided. If you would like to use a toothpick to score with, a toothpick works really well. If your end of your blue tool isn't as pointy as mine, you can use a toothpick. And I'm going to smooth those parts together. I want him to look like he's grimacing. And I'm going to make his nose kind of pointy down here. We're going to put some details on his nose later, but that is the basics of how to make a nose. And I will say anything, go way bigger than you think. Remember, it's supposed to be an exaggeration. And that's the nose. Shaping the nose. You can shape the nostrils and the nose. In this clip, my son is showing how he shaped his nose.
Ready?
Okay. Now kind of push it out to the side and flare out. Yeah, flare it out from the inside.
I'm doing good too, Mom. Make big nose.
Next, start the eyes. In this video, I use a butter knife. You can use your needle tool to cut the eyes in half. You can use a butter knife if you are stuck at home like I was. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to start the eyeballs. I have a ball of clay. It is about the size of a quarter. And I had to go get a butter knife because my blue tool broke. So I'm going to use this butter knife to cut my eyeball in half. I want to shape it back into a ball shape so it's nice and round. I'm going to score both my slab and the flat part of the eye. Squish it down gently, try to keep it round. I definitely have one bigger than the other, but I think it's going to be okay. All right, now I have the eyeball shape in there. I am going to put in the pupil. Now I have a pen. You can use a marker for this, anything with a round end. And I'm going to push in the center real hard. You can use anything small and round. If you do not have a pen like this, you can use anything small and round to make the iris and the pupil. Use a marker, a pencil eraser, or even the handle of your wire tool. So I get both the imprint of the little eraser and the round part down here. So that's how you start the eyes. Next, the eyelids. Eyelids shape the eye and the expression. In this example, the eyelids shape an angry expression. Now I'm going to make the eyelids. The eyelids are just coils, and I want to make sure that I have two. See how they're more narrow at the ends, a little bit fatter in the middle. And these are the top eyelids. I want it to be fairly smooth. So I'm just smoothing it out with my fingertips. Now I'm going to put on, these are the top eyelids. And remember, my face is angry. And I wanted the corners of the eyes to tilt in towards the nose to help with that angry look. Kind of reminds me of Angry Birds. Now my eyelids are a little bit too long. I really tilt them in on the inside. I'm going to leave it long for now. Now I'm going to take, I'm going to take the little piece of my blue tool that I have left, and I'm going to smooth back the top part of the eyelid. I'm not going to touch this part up here by the eye at all, and I'm going to just smooth it back. Now I want to put on the bottom eyelids, and again, they're just coils, a little fatter in the middle, a little thinner on the sides, and I want to make 2. I try to make them both before I put them on so that I know they're about the same size. And smooth them out before I put them on. It's much easier to smooth the coil before you put it on the face. So you can see we're covering up that quite a bit of that eyeball, and that's how we get the football shape that we commonly think of for eyes. And again, I don't want to touch this part too much that's near the eye. I want to smooth together away from the actual eye. So now I have the eyes and nose roughed in. I haven't smoothed anything out yet. But those are the first steps. Now add teeth, but only if you want to. Teeth are not required. The next step is to put in the teeth. We put the teeth in before we put on the lips. Again, I have that coil shape that's fatter in the middle and thinner on the sides. But now I'm flattening it out just a little bit more than I did before. And again, you want it to be real smooth. I know about where my teeth are going to go because of my drawing. I'm going to center the first set of teeth right off the center of my nose. Now to get a little more realistic looking, I want to round off that line. That one's probably a little too skinny. And I'm just going to cut off the end. I want them to look separate at the end. And there's the teeth. Now the next part is the top lip. I want you to understand for the top lip, it's going to be much bigger than you think it should be. We'll do the top lip in the next video. Now the top lip. This top lip is not just the lip, but the whole part of the face that covers the teeth. So now I'm going to do the top lip, but I'm not just doing the top lip. I'm going to also put in this part up here that covers the top of your gums, and then right here where that little divot is underneath of your nose. So we're not just putting on the lip. That's why it's much bigger than you think it should be. So again, I've made that coil that's fat in the middle and skinny on the sides. And I'm gonna look back at my drawing that I'm using to get an idea of how I want the lips to go. It's very important that this coil be very smooth. We don't want any cracks in our lip. I'm going to score and slip it up just a little bit. And see how I'm covering the top part of the teeth? You might not be able to see that because of the light. Can you see that better? So the teeth are showing down here, but this coil goes all the way up to the nose. Shaping the top lip. In this next clip, the part off to the side is a beard. This clip shows how to smooth and shape the top lip. All right, after you have the lip on and sized, you've scored the back of the lip. Now you're gonna smooth it back. Don't touch this part right here with your tool at all. And you're gonna smooth right into the nose and smooth back away from the teeth. You're going to have to squish the clay right into the nose. And smooth the clay away from the lip. Don't smooth the lip down into the teeth. Now you want to make a dent right here in the middle. And then you want to make the lip dip down right here in the middle, and then just round that out a little bit. Again, you're not just making the lip, you're making the whole part of the face that covers the teeth. This part right here becomes the lip. Again, I'm using a broken blue tool because my blue tool broke on the first day of the quarantine. You don't want to flatten this part out too much. You want it to stay rounded, and you want it to overlap the teeth slightly. So this part up here becomes the part of the face that covers the teeth. You have to stick your fingers up your nose again. And that's how you smooth together the top lip. The bottom lip. The bottom lip is also important for expression. All right, I'm gonna try the video for the bottom lip. We're gonna start with a coil. Again, we want that coil to be fatter in the middle and thinner on the ends. And I'm gonna kind of lay it here, and you can see you can kind of change the way it looks just by changing the shape. My face is the unhappy face, so that is the look I want to go for. This coil needs to be really smoothed out because it's going to be the lip. I'm going to smooth out this lip and touch up the teeth because I'm not really going to be able to get to the teeth after I put on this lip. I want it to be thinner on the corners. And I want my teeth to show. And I'm going to smooth back away from the teeth again. And I want to add just a little bit of a chin. I don't have much space left at the bottom. I gotta keep this bottom flat because remember we're gonna turn this into a vase, so I'll be standing it up. And that's what the bottom lip looks like. Fleshing out the face and curving the mask. Add pieces of clay to the cheeks and chin to add flesh and volume to the face. Use a rolled up dish towel and curve the slab to create half of the bottle form. Dish towels. In this next clip, I use 2 towels to shape the face. You only need 1 if you're using the classroom towels. You can find the dish towels under the drippy crayons at the supply station. Here's a tip. Curve or bend your slab more than what is shown in this next clip. You want your slab to be in a C shape or half of a round bottle. In this clip, I only slightly curved the slab. All right, the next step is fleshing out the face. I'm gonna add some cheeks. But before I do that, I wanna start to round out my face. Right now it's very flat, but I'm gonna round it, I'm gonna bend it slightly. This is why you're supposed to have 2 dish towels so that you can bend your face and then lay it on the dish towel. Eventually we're gonna put our 2 faces together. Now when I did that, you can kind of see I got a crack right through here. So I'm just gonna smooth that out. I cracked the face just a little bit right here. I wanna make sure my eyebrows stay. I'm not sure where the best place to put the light is. Maybe up here. Is that better? All right, now I'm gonna start building up kind of the cheekbones, and I'm gonna start with that coil, and I'm gonna kind of like put a line right here. And then again, I'm gonna smooth away from where I want that line to be. I think I want it to be thicker than that. I'm gonna make another one. Add just a little bit more chin. And then I'm going to fill in some cheeks just a little bit. All right, so now I filled in all of the clay. The next step is just to start smoothing it out. It's still pretty rough. So I'm gonna start smoothing together all of these parts that I added. Eyebrows. Eyebrows are very important for expression. This next clip shows my son working on his project and adding eyebrows. You can add texture to your eyebrows for even more detail. Putting them together. Put the 2 faces together to form a round vase. See how they fit together. Then score and slip both halves. Squish them together, add a coil, and smooth. Okay, I have carved out the inside of both of my faces. Try not to go too thin. Remember, save this scrap clay by putting it inside your Ziploc bag so you don't run out of clay. and seal that up. Now we're going to join together our two faces. We should have had them resting curved on our stacked up dish towels like this. So they should be nice and curved. And we're gonna stand them up and we're gonna bend them so the edges touch. Do your best not to mess up your face. Now on the edges, we're gonna score. You can use your blue tool, but if you already have a fork, let's use the fork. And this is a lot of clay to join, so we wanna make sure we score in different directions. And we wanna score wherever the clay is gonna touch. And then I have water or your slip cup. I'm just dipping my fork in water right now. But then I'm scoring the water into the clay and it makes slip right on the clay. I'm gonna stand that one up. Remember to score in opposing directions. All right, so I have slipped it. I've added water as I was scoring, is what created my slip. And now I'm gonna press them together on both edges. Now I wanna go all the way down the sides and press the cheeks together the best I can. You need that pressure, that compression, for them to be joined together. Now over the seam, I'm gonna score again. I'm gonna try not to mess up either one of my faces too badly. So then I have scored over that, and I'm going to get a piece of my scrap clay that's been in my Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna squish it and roll it into a coil. This doesn't have to be a perfect, beautiful coil because I'm just going to smash it or press it into that joint. And then I'm gonna smooth it together. So it looks kind of messy right now. I've scored it, I've put on that extra piece of clay. Now I'm gonna take some time to go and smooth it out, and then I'm gonna score the other side and add a coil to the other side and join it together on the other side. And then I'm gonna smooth it together on the inside all the way down using my fork. Score over the seam. And smooth over the seam on the inside as well.
Add a slab base. Roll out a slab, score, slip, and smooth it to the bottom. Don't forget your name and class period on the bottom. Extra credit. You can add a coil bottle top for extra credit.
Turn in via Canvas. Now photograph your work and fill in your turn-in slideshow. Submit your assignment in Canvas. Thanks for watching Miss Shu's Pottery School. Like and subscribe. I hope this video helped you.